Hi, I'm Rick Allen Lippert with Carpenter Square Theater, here to tell you what's up this month on CST Live Online. It's another Fibber, McGee, and Molly. Married couple Jim and Marion Jordan created these characters for the Johnson Wax Company back in 1935. While they had been only marginally successful in vaudeville, they went on to define the golden age of radio. The weekly show reflected life in America starting in the Great Depression, through World War II, and all the way to 1959. Writer Don Quinn created many memorable characters and running gags, the most famous of which was Fibber McGee's Closet, and I'm happy to say that you will get to see and hear that in this episode. The gag was only about a year old when this episode aired in 1941 and was used really sparingly. But the phrase, Fibber McGee's Closet, went on to become part of the American lexicon. Some of the recurring characters that appear in this episode include Abigail Uppington, played for us by Chris Spencer Harris, and the old-timer and Mr. Wimple, played by Terry Veal. This role was originally played by Gail Gordon, who made a career out of playing the foil on TV to both Dennis the Menace as Mr. Wilson and to Lucille Ball as the banker Mr. Mooney. Another role Gordon played on Fibber was Mayor Latrivia, a good-natured send-up of New York City Mayor LaGuardia, but in our production, Latrivia is played by Joe DiBello, who also plays a pivotal character named Man. Real-life announcer Harlow Wilcox is played by Barry Thurman, who also doubles on live sound effects, and as real band leader Billy Miles. And rounding out our supporting cast is Ed Spinelli as the cop. Mike Waugh and Lilli Bassett play the title characters to perfection. Our production originates from the RK1 studios in downtown Oklahoma City. It's Fibber, McGee, and Molly from 1941 in Fibber Meets a Racketeer.
The makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Water Repellent Glow Coat present the Fibber, McGee, and Molly Show. The script of Fibber Meets a Racketeer is by Don Quinn. CST Live Online is always free, but donations for Carpenter Square Theater are greatly appreciated. You may donate easily by using the Donate button on the home page at carpentersquare.com. RK1 Studios is assisting CST at no charge, so tips for the studio can be made via Venmo using the handle at RKONE. That's RKONE. And now, on with the show! The other day, I was looking through some old magazines of 50 years ago, and I got a big laugh out of some of the pictures. Just imagine the women's clothing in those days. Yards and yards of petticoats, all dust catchers, and even bustles. And how they filled their living rooms with doodads. And yet, while I got a laugh, I realized that all through those changing fashions, right down to the streamlined modern styles of today, you women were trying to make our lives more attractive. First, by making yourselves more decorative, and second, by making our homes more beautiful. Genuine Johnson's Wax has been beautifying and protecting floors, furniture, and woodwork all during those 50 years. More recently, Johnson's self-polishing glow coat has solved that important kitchen floor problem, protecting the linoleum, keeping its colors fresh and bright, saving you hours of tedious work. And now we present Fibber Meets a Racketeer. As we enter the McGee home at 79 Wistful Vista tonight, we pause upon a scene fraught with significance and tense with potential excitement, because here, stabbing with swift and deadly precision, we find the lady of the house darning socks, as her husband, no sock darner he, turns the pages of the evening paper with disinterest. Yes, as it must come to all men, this evening comes to Fibber, McGee, and Molly.
in the paper, dearie?
Well, here's a story about...
Oh, heavenly days. How on earth do you wear your socks out like this? I can't even tell which end to mend.
Well, can I help it if I wear them out? I'm an active guy. I'm energetic. I'm dynamic. Hand me a match, will you?
Well, they're as close to you as they are to me.
The heads are closer to you. Thanks. Oh, good cigar.
Where'd you get it?
Mort Tubes. Just had a baby.
Oh, boy or girl?
Who, Mort? He's a boy. Wife's a girl, though.
Oh, you don't say. Isn't biology interesting? McGee, did you ever do any mountain climbing?
Why, yes, years ago. Why?
Well, these must be the very socks you had on. But why didn't you wear your shoes, too?
Oh, don't be so fussy. Socks ain't immortal. Hey, it says here that Wistful Vista's got a crime wave.
Really?
Listen to this. Police seek members of shakedown racket. Gangsters invade city. Extort money from citizens for protection. Mayor Latrivia indignant. Huh, ain't that a panic?
Well, what's hilarious about that?
Oh, it's a lot of baloney. Newspaper talk. Somebody swipes a chocolate bar out of a drugstore and makes a getaway on a hot tricycle, and Mayor Latrivia starts blatting about a crime wave. That guy wouldn't know a yegg if he took it out from under a hen.
Oh, you're certainly a typical citizen, McGee.
What you mean?
Well, you holler for honest city officials, and then when they go to work, you say, ooh, politics.
Well, I'd bet $1,000 there ain't a racketeer or a gangster within 100 miles of here. Come in. Well, if it ain't Ronald Coleman, and it certainly ain't. What you want, bud?
Fibber, McGee, and Molly live here?
Yes, they do.
And don't tell us you're working your way through college either. We already subscribe to Life, Time, Pick, Pook, Poke, Pack, Collier's, Post, Better Homes and Horses.
But look.
And...
Oh, we take look, too.
Yeah, but listen.
Listen? Well, that's a new one on me, bud.
Wait
Picture magazine?
Wait a minute. You better listen to what I gotta say, folks, or you're gonna be sorry.
Is that so? What are you selling?
Protection, lady.
Well, we don't want any What was that? Protection?
Yeah, the boss thought you'd be a good prospect. First, let me ask you a couple questions.
Oh, don't talk to him, McGee.
Look, lady, would you try to keep a guy from earning an honest living?
Honest living, my grandmother.
Well, good for her. Now, look.
Now, I warn you, we have read all about you people in the newspapers.
That's swell. It's advertising that breaks down consumer resistance. Now, look, you like this little house, don't you, buddy? You wouldn't want nothing to happen to it. Or to the little woman.
Now, wait a minute, bud. You ain't scaring me. Hey, open your eyes, bud.
Well, I'm holding a vision. I'm seeing a vision of you and the wife. It's midnight. You're out in the street, shivering with cold. There was an explosion. The house is burning down. Yours is ruined. And why? Because you didn't have any protection. Every reasonable family has got a guard against catastrophes, buddy. Now, for only $5 a week...
Don't listen to him, McGee. Call the police.
They're probably in this, too. I can handle this myself. Now, look, bud, one more threat out of you.
Who's threatening?
One more word out of you, and I'll beat your skull down till you have eyebrows for mustaches. I ain't afraid of you or your whole mob. Now beat it!
Okay, mister, but let's not be too hasty. I'll be back with a sample later and...
Get out of here!
Well, good for you, McGee. I thought there for a minute you were going to slug him.
Well, if he'd said one more word and been about 20 pounds lighter, I would have. The idea, trying to shake down a couple of law-abiding citizens like us. It's preposterous.
Well, do something. Don't just stand there. Get a move on.
Well, I'm afraid to.
Why?
You'll scold me for wearing my socks out.
McGee, please, call the mayor. Call the police. Call Edward G. Robinson.
Come on, let's go down to City Hall and we can...
Oh, dear, you don't suppose he's back?
What if he is? They can't intimidate Fibber, McGee.
Oh, good for you.
Now give me 5 minutes and then open the door. I'll run out the back way and down to the police
Oh,
station.
no, you don't. You will stay right here with me.
Ready.
Oh, no, McGee, don't hit him, no. Look, it's Billy Mills.
Wow, Billy, you don't know how close you came to signing up with a new orchestra, playing the harp.
What's the idea, Skimp?
We've been threatened by a gangster, Billy. They're trying to shake us down for protection.
We got to call in the police. You know anybody in the city hall, Billy?
Sure.
Who?
I can't think of his name. Runs the elevator.
Oh, Well, I'm going to take this up with Mayor Latrivia himself. You got your car outside, Bill?
Yes, come on. I was on my way downtown myself. Gotta send a new song to Washington for a copyright.
Oh, a new song. What's the name of it, Billy?
I want the waiter with the water for the daughter of Jeannie with the light brown hair.
Oh, pshaw. Well, come on, let's go. You ready, Molly?
I'm ready. Aren't you wearing your hat?
Oh, I forgot.
Where is it?
Hall closet. Let's see. Is it right here? Up there.
Oh, not again.
I gotta clean out that closet one of these days. Yep, got my hat. Come on, everybody. Let's go.
Don't touch that dial. We'll take a brief intermission. There's just enough time to grab a beverage or a snack, visit the WC, or make a donation to Carpenter Square Theater. Look for the donate button on the homepage at the theater's website, carpentersquare.com. To donate to RK1 Studios, use Venmo, and their handle is @RKONE. See you back on the radio in 3 minutes.
It makes no difference what your ailment is. It may be gout, it may be rheumatism. I know the very, very best cure. It beats a diet or a rest cure when your feet are dragging and your knees are sagging and you don't know what to do. A little jive is good for you when your blues are chronic and you need a tonic. Lace your shoes and follow through. A little jive is good for you. Dig lightly, pull lightly, hold tightly. In a minute you'll be in the mood. Feel yourself relaxing. That's the right reaction. Try it out no matter who. A little jive is good for you. Start to take it slow till you start to feel a glow. Get a grip and don't let go. In a minute you'll be in the mood. Feel yourself relaxing. That's the right reaction. Try it out no matter who. A little jive is good for you.
Yes, sir, that Martha Tilton can sure jive.
So, which way to the mayor's office, McGee?
Let's see. I think it's right down this corridor.
Well, hello there, kids. What's all the hurry?
It's police business, old-timer. We got trouble with racketeers.
That's so. Where do you kids play?
Play what?
Tennis. I used to be a racketeer with the old Southside Tennis, Tiddlywink, and Tippling Club. Ever play Tilden?
No, how do you play it?
How do you play it? That's pretty good, Johnny. But that ain't the way I heard it.
Oh, dear.
The way I heard it, one feller says to the other feller, "Say," he says, "I sure am busy on Tuesday nights these days." "That's so," says the other fella. "You mean listening to Burns and Al and Fibber and Molly, Bob Hope and Red Skelton?" "Yep," said the other fella. "And my wife won't let me go to bed till I wash my face, polish the linoleum, brush my teeth, and smoke 10 cigarettes." Too bad Winchell ain't on that night, or I could wind the clock with my soft, white, romantic hands. See you kids later.
Gabby, old fuddy-duddy.
How old do you suppose he is, McGee?
I don't know, but he used to have a livery stable and he's got an autographed picture of Paul Revere.
Well, this isn't getting our job done. So, do you think Mayor Latrivia will see us?
He better see us. I helped elect him.
You work for the other party.
I know. He always says that helped elect him. I could,
Oh, look, McGee. Here comes Mrs. Uppington.
Let's dodge her. We ain't got time to stop now. We've got to...
Too late, dearie. The old war horse is galloping right towards us. Oh, how do you do, Mrs. Uppington? So nice to see you.
Oh, how do you do, dear? And Mr. McGee.
Hiya, Uppy.
Oh, we haven't much time to talk, Abigail. We're on our way to see the mayor.
Mayor Latrivia, such a charming man, my dear. I just came from his office myself.
Ooh, what were you singing about, Abigail, if it's any of our business?
It isn't, but I was merely asking for protection.
Hey, them gangsters been shaking you down too, Uppy?
I don't know what you mean, Mr. McGee. I was referring to the rude young men who stand near the drugstore at 14th and Oak and flirt with us girls as we pass by. I told him that idle men like that ought to be in the army.
And what did he say?
He said that men with such poor eyesight couldn't get in the army. Wasn't that amusing?
That was a dilly. Incidentally, Uppy, you found Fifi, your Pekingese puppy, okay, didn't you?
Oh, yes, Mr. McGee. And she was so glad to see me, the dear little thing. I had left her at the beauty parlor, you know.
Yes, I remember, Abigail. And what kind of hairdo did you get? A puppador?
Oh, Mrs. McGee, a puppador. That's a pun, isn't it?
Yes, a hair pun. Get it, girls? Uppy says, "Is that a pun?" And I snaps right
Now,
back.
tain't funny, McGee.
It ain't? Well, it'll look better when it's combed out. We gotta be getting along, Uppy. We'll see you later.
Oh, yes, indeed, Mr. McGee. Don't accept any wooden 5-cent pieces. Slang, you know.
Wooden 5-cent pieces? Oh, I'm afraid Abigail is one village belle who should have been told what it's all about.
Hey, we gotta get going. We don't want to get home and find the place a heap of ashes.
Well, I should say not. Now, where is the mayor's office?
Well, I'd better make sure. Let's ask in here.
And once again, Mr. Assessor, you're taxing them too much. It's outrageous. And as a citizen of this community, I say...
McGee! It's Mr. Wilcox! Woohoo! Mr. Wilcox!
Oh, hello, Molly. Hiya, Fibber.
What are you crabbing about, Wilcox? Who's taxing who too much?
Do you realize, Fibber, that in some of our institutions they still scrub the linoleum in the old-fashioned, back-breaking way? And I say it's too much of a tax on the strength of our janitors.
That's why he went into radio instead of pictures, folks. He's allergic to mop scenes.
I certainly am. That's why I sell Johnson's self-polishing glow coat, the finest no-rubbing, no-buffing floor polish that money can buy. Shines as it dries in 20 minutes or less and saves the taxpayers money by preserving the life and beauty of the linoleum in our public institutions.
Don't get so excited, Wilcox. One of these days you're going to explode from spontaneous combustion.
Well, I can't help it. Think of our janitors not having the full advantage of cleanliness and economy. And they should be told also that there is only one genuine Johnson self-polishing glow coat, and not to accept substitutes. Do I make myself understood?
I think so, Mr. Wilcox. But just to make everything clear, you will go over it again next week.
Oh!
Oh, don't mind him, Mr. Assessor. He's got a single-track mind.
And it leads right up to the loading platform at Racine. Wisconsin, the home of Johnson's Wax. Hey, where's the mayor's office?
Right next door. But you better hurry. His Honor is just about to leave for the Evening Gazette. They're dedicating a new gossip column.
Oh, what's the mayor going to do there?
Turn the first spadeful of dirt.
Thanks, sis. Come on, Molly. Let's see. Ah, here it is.
Oh, it's about time, too. I was thinking we'd have to call this the Rover Boys and the City Hall, or Why the Old Mayor Turned Gray.
Hiya, Mayor Latrivia.
Shh! Quiet, McGee. Can't you see the mayor is on the phone?
Yes? Yes, this is Mayor Latrivia speaking. Who? No, madam, I was not aware that the elm trees in the park were in such bad condition. Thank you for calling. I shall take it up with our committee for the City Beautiful. For the City Beautiful. Goodbye. Ah, Mr. and Mrs. McGee.
Look, Latrivia, we're in a spot.
We need protection.
From what?
Gangsters.
What are they after you for?
Protection.
Now, wait a minute. Start at the beginning and tell me the whole story.
Okay. Well, I was born in Peoria of poor but honest parents one cold November day, and it was...
You don't have to go back that far.
Huh? Oh.
Look, Mr. Mayor, a man came to our door and said that for so much a week we wouldn't have to worry about our house being blown up or burned down. And he said he would be back later.
Well, I don't blame you for being frightened.
What do you mean, frightened? I could have slapped him down with a sheet of Kleenex. Frightened my eye. If I ever...
Quiet, McGee. Look, Mr. Mayor, what are you going to do?
We'll give you the full cooperation of our entire police force, Mrs. McGee.
Thanks, Latrivia. What you gonna do? Drag out the throw net?
We call it throwing out the dragnet, McGee. Miss Caldwell, connect me with the police radio. Hello, is this W9XJPD 12X12W?
Some station. They have to buy a half hour's time to give the call letters.
Quiet, McGee.
This is Mayor Latrivia speaking. General alarm, put me on the air.
Isn't this exciting, Molly?
Attention all cars. Attention all cars. Murphy, quit fiddling around with that windshield wiper and pay attention.
Yes, sir.
Attention all cars. Surround block at 79 Wistful Vista and stand by. Let everyone in and no one out. Suspected shakedown. Officer Nichols staked out in-house. I will repeat. Surround house at 79 Wistful Vista and stand by.
All right, officer. Come right in the living room and just make yourself comfortable.
Thank you, ma'am.
Have a cigar, bud. Here's one that's hardly been used.
Thanks. I don't smoke on duty.
Oh, well, good for you, officer. By the way, what did you say your name was again?
Nichols.
Nichols, huh? I had an uncle named Nichols. Rob Nichols. Streetcar conductor. Must be an old man by now.
Oh, and yes, that must be an awful old joke by now, too. Well, what's your plan, Mr. Nichols?
Lieutenant Nichols, ma'am.
Oh, an army man. I was in the old 49th during the last war, bud. Corporal. Everybody said that
I'm not an army man. I'm a police lieutenant.
Oh, rejected, huh? Well, we can't all
McGee,
be...
quiet. Now, what did you say the plan was, officer?
I'll stand right here behind the bookcase, near the door. If that gangster comes back, you maneuver so that his back is towards me.
Good idea. Shoot him. Much the safest way.
I'm not going to shoot him. I'm going to slip the handcuffs on him.
Oh.
Well, very well, officer. So when McGee opens the door...
What do you mean when I open the door? You open the door, I'll be under the Davenport. So if he overpowers the lieutenant, I can leap out like a thunderbolt and...
No, thunderbolt is right. He'll thunder and you'll bolt. Now, let me see if I have this right, Lieutenant.
I understand it, Molly. The minute a knock comes at the door... Like that. I'll be standing. Hey! Oh, that was a knock at the door. Let me pass, Molly, let me pass.
So where are you going, McGee?
Down in the basement to find a piece of rope in case I have to tie him up. You wait here and I'll be
Take it easy. I'll handle this.
Ready?
Ready?
Don't be nervous, officer. I'm right behind you.
Well, let go of my hand. Open the door, Mrs. McGee.
Good day, Mrs. McGee. I just... Oh!
Got him.
Oh my goodness! Don't choke me!
I got you.
Dear, I'll be good.
Oh, hold it! Officer, that's the wrong man. This is a friend of ours.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I hurt you, sir?
Well, a little. But don't mind me. Why, Mr. McGee, whatever are you doing behind the piano?
Oh, hiya, Wimple. I was just checking up on the finish. Needs a little Johnson's wax. Yes, indeed. I hope you weren't hurt in the scuffle, Wimple.
Oh, no, indeedy. I wish you'd always greet me like that. Makes me feel right at home.
Well, we were expecting a little trouble with the hoodlum, Mr. Wimple, so Officer Nichols here is on guard. Lieutenant, this is Mr. Wimple.
How do you do?
Hello, officer. You must know Sweetie Face, my wife. She teaches jujitsu to the police force.
Oh, yes. Very powerful woman.
She really is, Mr. Jitney.
Nichols.
Oh, excuse me. Did you know my wife could break a man's right arm? Snap! With just a simple twist of her wrist.
Really, Wimple?
Really, Mr. McGee. And you know, I was surprised to find how easily I could learn to do things with my left hand.
Oh, heavenly days, Mr. Wimple. Hasn't she any sympathy whatsoever?
Oh, she's a very sympathetic woman, Mrs. McGee. Why, you should hear her out in the yard with her roses, cooing and talking baby talk to the little blossoms. Only one time...
One time what?
Oh, I suppose I'm telling tales out of school, but one time she got stuck by a thorn and she kicked the way out of the whole garden, including an old oak tree. Well, if you're expecting a caller, I'll be running along. Goodbye now.
Strange little fellow, isn't he? A bit henpecked, you'd say?
Henpecked? That guy leads a dog's life. He bathes at streetlights. Why, I never saw such a guy. Oh my gosh, here he is. Get behind the bookcase, bud. You sit down, Molly, and I'll sit on your lap. And he'll think we're sweethearts, and if he's got any human sentiment at all...
Oh, be still, McGee. Now, you just be ready to back up Officer Nichols.
Okay, I'll be ready to back up the officer.
All right, Mrs. McGee. Let him in.
Oh, how do you do? Aren't you the man who wanted to sell us protection?
That's me, lady. And this time I think I can convince you...
Give me your...
What's the idea?
Hold still.
Sock him, Nichols! Sock him! Where's your spirit? Get in there and fight!
Well, you get in there yourself, McGee.
Well, I don't want to hog the glory, Molly. May mean a promotion for the man. Attaboy, officer! Slug the lug!
Oh, heavenly days, they're wrecking the place.
Might as well have let the guy blow up the place as this. Get in there, Nichols! Earn your dough!
Well, now that that's over, let's talk business.
Okay, bud, you win. I'll pay off. What's the proposition?
Now you're talking sense, buddy. Look, for only $5 a week, we'll equip your house with the Fizzle Foam Fire Extinguisher. Greatest protection any home could have. Just imagine.
Fire extinguisher? You mean that's all you... Oh, move over, Lieutenant.
Oh, McGee.
Don't worry, lady. They all fall for the Fizzle Foam Fire Extinguisher. Now look, all you gotta do is sign right here.
I've got a good idea that I'd like to pass along to careful housekeepers. Those of you who admire those little extra touches that make some homes so attractive. Why is it that certain rooms just seem to glow with beauty and charm? From my observation, there are two reasons. One is the good taste with which the furnishings are selected, not necessarily the cost either. The other is very apt to be that invisible safeguard, genuine Johnson's wax. The lustrous film of genuine wax does give a warm beauty, a rich glow to everything it protects. And this extra beauty is a plus value because Johnson's wax has been giving complete satisfaction for over 50 years. It is available in 3 forms: paste, liquid, or the new cream wax, made especially for furniture and woodwork.
Hey, Molly, I got a surprise for you. We're going to be on Edgar Bergen's show with Charlie McCarthy next Sunday.
No, really? Will it be a surprise for Edgar, too?
No, I think he suspects it. But what worries me is what do we talk about?
Well, we could talk about the RKO picture we made with Edgar. Look Who's Laughing, directed by Alan Dwan and featuring Lucille Ball, to be premiered in San Francisco November 12th.
Yes, we could. It's been done, though. Incidentally, I was talking to Alan Dwan the other day. And
Why, so was I. I was visiting the Dwan home.
At the what?
At Dwan home.
Okay, good night.
Good night, all. Good night, all.
This is Harlow Wilson speaking for the makers of Johnson's Water Repellent Glow Coat, based in Racine, Wisconsin and Brantford, Canada, who brought you Fibber, McGee, and Molly this evening. Join us again next month for CST Live Online at 7 p.m. on Friday and Saturday, October 16th and 17th, for the suspenseful story of Sorry, Wrong Number, made famous by Agnes Moorehead on the radio in 1943 and Barbara Stanwyck in the 1948 film noir classic. As you know, so many arts organizations have been hit hard by the pandemic, and Carpenter Square is no exception. If your budget allows, donations to Carpenter Square Theater can be made using the Donate button on the home page at carpentersquare.com. And donations for RK1 Studios can be made via Venmo. Please use their handle, RKONE. Our company of players tonight included me, Barry Thurman, as Wilcox, Billy Mills, and on live sound effects, with Mike Waugh as Fibber, Lilli Bassett as Molly, supported by Terry Veal as Mr. Old Timer and Mr. Wimple, Chris Spencer Harris as Mrs. Uppington and the woman at the courthouse, Joe DiBello as the protection man and Mayor Latrivia, and Ed Spinelli as Lieutenant Nichols. We hope to see you on the radio next month on the 3rd Friday and Saturday for Sorry, Wrong Number. That's October 16th and 17th. Thanks again to Randy and Matt Kemp and Rick Allen Lippert for their technical expertise. Good night. Good night.
Good night.